Guys, I've made some bad financial decisions and I'm sure you have too, but hopefully after today's video we'll all be able to say that we won't be making the same old mistakes that most people end up regretting. That being said, in today's video I'm going to run you through 5 money mistakes that you should be avoiding in your 20s and 30s. Now today's video wouldn't have been possible without today's video sponsor, and that is the like button. Seriously, if you'd like to help me push this video further out into the YouTube algorithm, then smash that like button for me, and without wasting any more of our time together, let's get right into the video. So the first thing you should be avoiding is expensive relationships. Now, don't get me wrong on this one, I don't mean just romantic relationships, I mean friendships as well. Now, before anyone jumps into the comment section and has a go at me and says,
"But Bart, you shouldn't be thinking of money when it comes to relationships, what the hell is wrong with you?"
I get it, I agree with you, but sometimes relationships can be a bit toxic or can be a bit unfair, let's say, and you end up spending money just to impress someone, which is not sustainable and it will hurt your wallet. At the end of the day, spending money to impress someone will not enhance your personality or anything like that. So I guess the message here is not to be a cheapskate, but to understand that money isn't the best way to impress people. It's better to be a good person, and that goes much further and lasts a lot longer than spending some money on a friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. If you're spending a lot of money on someone, it just sets that false expectation that the spending is going to continue forever, and one day when you stop spending money on them, they might just end up annoyed or leave you for good. So it just really does set that false expectation that it's going to keep continuing and continuing, and when you've burnt through all your money, they're going to be surprised and they're going to be asking questions, and it's just not going to be very good. So I'm no relationship expert, but this is just something to keep in mind because it can be toxic and unhealthy for the wallet at the same time. So the next one is buying new or expensive cars, as let's be honest, the truth is cars keep people poor. Now I know I'm not one to talk for those that have watched my last video about my car, link will be in the description. But I'm happy to say that I've actually managed to sell the car. I've just come in from outside and I've just sold it for a profit as well. So that's my worst financial decision gone forever now. And I'm glad to say I've sold it. But back to the point, I just feel like people put too much emphasis on owning a brand new car or something really, really nice too early on in their life. As we all know, cars are a liability, and for most people it will be the biggest liability that we have. So it's really important to keep the cost down as much as we can. A good rule to keep to, in my opinion, is to spend no more than 10% of your gross annual income on your car. So let's say you earn $40,000 gross per annum, then you shouldn't be spending more than $4,000 on your car. Now don't get me wrong, I absolutely love cars and I spend so much time just browsing through the internet for really expensive vehicles, but I think in this case the art of delayed gratification will go a long way for those of us that are actually willing to wait, and hopefully it will mean that in the future we're able to buy these expensive cars using money from our investments that we make early on today. So we're halfway through the list, and before I introduce the third point, it's come to my attention that around 70% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. Now I personally think that's criminal, so if you wouldn't mind spending just 3 seconds going down below and hitting that subscribe button, not only will you make my day, but you'll also have access to free financial content such as this for free, because I said free earlier. Back to the video. The third mistake on the list is not taking advantage of products such as a 401k, Roth IRA or an ISA for my UK viewers. Now this couldn't be more important in today's world where taxes keep increasing and getting higher and higher. So having access to tax-free money in the future is definitely something that everyone should be taking advantage of, and if you do, you'll most definitely be thanking yourself in the future. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. In the UK we have this thing called an ISA, or a lifetime ISA account, where you can deposit money and the government will contribute up to £1,000 every single year into that account for you. So it's essentially free money, and by the time you go and pull it out when you retire, it's all tax free. So for those of you that are watching this video that don't have a lifetime ISA in the UK, go and get one. And if you would like to hear a bit more detail about lifetime ISAs, I do have a video about them and I'll leave the link in the description. Guys, I cannot stress the importance of future financial planning enough. As much as most of you will be sat here thinking, my 60th birthday is so far away. Why on earth would I save money now for retirement? There's absolutely no point. You'll be surprised in a couple of years' time just how fast time actually goes. And if you are to start investing early, compound interest will be your best friend, trust me. So go up to people in their 40s or 50s and ask them the question, do you wish you had put more money away when you were younger? And most of them will tell you, yes, I do wish I did that. And now I'm constantly stressing or struggling to put money away for retirement because I've hit my 30th birthday and I have £0 ready for me when I finally do retire in my 50s or 60s or whenever it might be. So go up to people, ask them, or just realise for yourself and start planning for your financial future, because it is important. As boring as it sounds, I know it bores me too, but it is so important. So most definitely look into 401ks, Roth IRAs, ISAs, whatever it might be in your country, and start putting some money away. Compound interest will be your best friend. Time is the biggest one here, will be your best friend, and you won't have to be scraping away in your 30s trying to put away most of your income so you have something. If you start now and do it little by little, you can make that a sustainable thing and just put away a portion of your income into a retirement account or into a savings account for the future, and you'll be thanking yourself in a couple of years' time, or in decades' time, whatever it might be for you. So another one is spending money on speculative investments, and this couldn't be more true in 2021. A lot of young people have a lot of time, a lot of money sometimes, and no responsibility, so they feel like they can take a lot of risk and sort of get away with it scot-free, which in one way is true, but in another, I feel like we could be a bit more responsible. Now, there is a clear difference between investing and speculating, and I think it's really important to understand the difference between the two. As much as speculating can sometimes be profitable, and your friend tells you one day to invest £1,000 into a weird new cryptocurrency, and the next morning you wake up and there's £5,000 there, you have to be sensible and you have to realise that such occurrences are actually quite rare and don't happen all the time. Now, especially in 2021, we need to make sure that we're not jumping onto the bandwagon or following trends and getting stuck in crypto bubbles or stock market bubbles just because everyone else is doing it. It's still very important, even this day, to do your own research, be diligent, and make financial decisions responsibly, especially if they're significant, especially if there's a lot of money involved. When investing, you want to be decreasing risk whilst increasing potential reward, and that's simply what investing is all about. And I feel like the only way to do that is by being diligent. So I think we should avoid investing into things just because everyone else is doing it, or just because someone told us to do it on Instagram, for example. Now, the last trap that we should all be avoiding is no money down deals. And what I mean by that is buying a laptop now, for example, and paying for it later. So taking out a credit or taking out loan to buy a laptop and pay £40 a month for it over the next couple of years. What people seem to neglect is the fact that you're probably paying around 10% APR on these items. So you're ending up paying a lot more than the item is actually worth over the time that you take the credit out, whilst the item actually depreciates in value at the same time. I personally think it's been made way too easy for people to take such financing options out, and the way that it's been normalised in today's society doesn't help either. It traps people in debt cycles, and it means that people's monthly outgoings are increasing, meaning that their cost of living constantly keeps increasing, and people are left working and living paycheck to paycheck. So I'll personally be staying away from these, and I'm no financial advisor. Obviously, this is not financial advice. That's what I'm going to be doing. You can do what you want, but it's most certainly a smart thing to do to stay away from these buy now, pay later deals. So that's it, guys. 5 financial mistakes that we won't be making because we stayed right up until the end of this video. So if you have found it useful, please do consider smashing that like button for me. And if you still haven't subscribed, I'm waiting. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to go down there and press that red button, because 70% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed. So let's get down there, let's smash that red button, let's get to 120 subscribers as soon as possible. And with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.